Here's what this Arsenal versus Villarreal friendly really tells us about both teams. They came out swinging with surprising tactics, and one player totally changed the tone. From the opening whistle, the formation spoke volumes. Arsenal seemed to deploy a fluid 4-3-3 that morphed into a 3-4-3 whenever they pressed high, showing intent to overwhelm Villarreal's midfield. Villarreal responded with a compact back five, wings tucked in, clearly aiming to absorb pressure and hit on the break. The energy immediately centered on who would control the middle of the park. Arsenal looked to dominate in possession, while Villarreal showed discipline, shifting as a unit rather than chasing shadows. Arsenal's starting 11 revealed the manager's confidence in youth fused with experience. A cutting-edge wide forward drifted inside, creating overloads, while their midfield pivot, rested during preseason, dictated transitions and kept tempo sharp. Villarreal countered with a mix of veterans and up-and-coming talent. Their midfield trio focused on quick combos and laser-like passes into the channels. What stood out most was Arsenal's willingness to switch the point of attack rapidly, testing Villarreal's defensive shape and spacing, whereas Villarreal tried to stay compact and pounce when gaps emerged. One player turned heads, an Arsenal attacker whose intelligent off-the-ball movement turned overloads into nearly unstoppable patterns. His darting runs disrupted Villarreal's defensive chemistry. At one point, his movement pulled two defenders out of position and opened up space for a striding midfielder to cut inside. Villarreal's standout was their centre-back pairing, reading crosses with precision and organizing a line so tightly that Arsenal had very few clear headers. It was defense pitched against cunning movement. Both held firm, but the tension promised much for what's to come. Momentum shifted around the 20th minute, when a well-worked corner nearly became a gunner's goal after a clever flick peeled off the wall. But Villarreal's keeper got down sharply, reminding us preseason still tests sharpness. The rebound, however, set the tone. Substituting in 2 minutes later, Arsenal's manager sent fresh legs into midfield, immediately altering pace and brightness. Villarreal responded with an attacking double switch, hooking consensus veterans for faster, more dynamic players. These substitutions exposed the match's unofficial test. Who adapts better under pressure? Starting 11 or impact squad? If you're enjoying this breakdown, press pause for a second to like, comment your thoughts on who impressed most, share this with fellow fans, and hit subscribe so you never miss sharp football insights. As the second half rolled out, Arsenal found rhythm via a midfield combination that morphed into triangles around the box, forcing Villarreal's fullbacks to step up or get bypassed. That aerial flick from earlier led to two close-range headers that grazed the post, moments that hinted Arsenal's contact with attacking sharpness. Villarreal countered by widening play, using the flanks to stretch the pitch. A curling cross from wide set up a near-match opening chance, pulled away by a center defender at the last possible moment. What unfolded was a cat-and-mouse game, Arsenal's edge in transitions versus Villarreal compact, disciplined structure. At one point, the pattern shifted when the dugout quietly urged high pressing. Arsenal responded by compressing their shape, setting a wave of pressure that pinned Villarreal in their half for a 5-minute spell. It yielded nothing tangible, but the message was clear. Arsenal has the flexibility to disrupt seasoned opposition. Villarreal, though, demonstrated resilience. You could feel their collective calm, ready to pounce on a turnover. This balance made the friendly feel more like a strategic skirmish than mere conditioning. Toward the end, both clubs pushed hard to impress. Villarreal's young winger, unleashed late, darted past two defenders and fired a venomous strike that forced a fingertip save. Moments like this overshadowed the scoreboard. It was less about goals and more about readiness, intent, and statement. Arsenal's late surge featured a tight central triangle that combined short passes and quick rotations that almost sliced through the defense. Hey, the contrast spoke volumes. Arsenal collaborative midfield movement versus Villarreal precise counter-striking potential. So what does this mean going forward? Arsenal showed several things: tactical flexibility, midfield cohesion, and a roster capable of quality depth. Their willingness to experiment with pressing triggers and overloaded channels signals intent for an aggressive, proactive season. Villarreal, by contrast, displayed defensive cohesion, readiness to shift shape mid-match, and an attacking edge capable of sudden flashes. They may not chase possession, but they show they can strike with conviction. If this match is any indicator, Arsenal fans can expect a campaign rooted in dynamic movement and intelligent overloads, with rotational depth primed to challenge opponents. Villarreal supporters should feel confident in their side's structural discipline and knack for turning opening gambits into vivid threats. Both clubs signaled they're more than ready for their league challenges, with approaches that speak of cohesion and calculated intent over flashy spectacle. I'd love to hear which team's approach you think will translate better during the season. Was it Arsenal's evolving attacking patterns, or Villarreal's compact discipline that stood out? Let me know your thoughts, and if there's a match or matchup you want analyzed next, drop the idea below.